So finally, we're gonna be doing post maze. That's interesting because, you know, obviously Rise is getting a little bit better. We can talk a little bit about my thoughts on, like, I guess what's gonna be good. These are the current tiers right now. You have like S, A, B, C, but that's kind of like ambiguous. So let's kind of change it up. I think these are like decks to win YCS. Okay, so like I put these as categories like, you know, if you see this deck win a YCS, it's not taking anyone by surprise. I would say like, I guess like YCS topping, I guess potentially. Vegas is post maze, yeah. I think this is like maybe some tops, like I would say like 1 to 2, right? Unplayable. Maybe we take this out. I'm gonna delete this row, and then maybe this is like side event. Okay. So maybe I think that's reasonable. Decks to win YCS. I know like Fire King is literally like side event, but you know, I think it's the player, not the deck. I think that was a pilot diff, I'll be honest. Okay, let's see what we have here. I'm just gonna pick one. Salamangreat, side events. Sorry, like, you know, you're the fire's gone, boys. Unchained Fiendsmith. Dude, the Fiendsmith cards are good, but Unchained's kind of diff. I'm kind of out there. Centurion, side events. Memento. I think it doesn't get enough representation. I think it should be here. I think it's a really good YCS topping deck. But I think it's probably going to be in some tops. But I think this deck should be here. But it just doesn't have enough representation. But I think this deck is really broken. I think this is one of the, like, an insane deck. I think Voices is also kind of up there. But it's kind of like down here. Yeah. Melodious, side events. Tenpai, probably some tops. Like, it's still... Like, the Go Second Tenpai deck with Sky Striker is still broken, I think. It's still a very scary deck. So, there's that. Ritual Beast, honestly, with Protos and stuff in the format, it sucks. It loses to, like, the Lancia Chaos Hunter issue post-side. So, that it still has that issue. So, it's just, like, a worse Mal's deck at this point. So, I'll probably be side events at this point. Fiendlink Yubel, I would say some tops. Like, the Fiendsmith cards and Yubel cards are so broken. They're so very hard to interact with. They lose to the Charmies, though. So that's probably why they don't see a lot of success. But, you know, I think we'll see some success here and there. Like, not too many, like I said. That's why, like, it's in, like, the 1 to 2 range. You have Sky Striker. Unless you're Ryan Yu, don't play this shit. Millennium. This shit ain't Master Duel, so don't play this. Fiendsmith, Magical Musket, probably some tops still. I think like similar, kind of like what Josh played at Anaheim is probably playable. I looped that in like the pure Fiendsmith control, pure Fiendsmith, Bestial, whatever type of deck. This deck kind of fits that category, so that's what I would put that. And then you got like Fire King. Yeah, sorry, it's side event. I'm sorry, like this will never top unless you're literally Dinkabui. I'm sorry, it is like a crazy copium deck. It's insane deck. It's a cool deck in theory, but I don't think the deck would top. I would put it in side events personally. Azamina, Fiendsmith, Chimera Illusion. I mean, probably side events. It's like it's like in between these two. I don't know. So I don't know. Sprite Frog, see you later. Azamina, Kastira, gone. Goblin Magnet Fiendsmith, I think this deck has a lot of potential. Probably in the 1 to 2 top range. Goblin Magnet cards are really good in the Ryziel. Fiendsmith cards are just broken in the grind game. This deck could definitely be there. Yeah, I think this deck is like kind of, you know, definitely up there. You have Mermaid Atlantean. I think it's like 1 to 2. Just because like it just, I think this deck is always, I think it's always 1 to 2. I think this deck requires a little bit more variance to be on your side for you to do well with it. And there's also like a lot of issues with, like, you know, like a lot of people might make Dweller blind in general now. Like, I think it's still a good deck, obviously. But I think it's going to be 1 to 2 tops. Which has been the results for the past 3-4 YCS. That it does, like, it has some tops. Like, it's 3 to, like, you know, but it's still like one of the best go first decks in the game. And, you know, it plays 6 Chummies in the main. Like, it's just a very good deck. But I would put it here, I would say. Like, sub tops. You have Labyrinth, side events. Kashtir, side events. Plant Lake, side events. Chillman Fiendsmith side events. Azamine Rescue side events. Branded side events. Fiendsmith Cashier, I'll put it here. Like, if you play pure Cashier, you're out of there. But, look. Cashier Fiendsmith, I could be down for. Actually makes sense. It's not the worst strategy. Like, I think any sort of, like, pure Fiendsmith deck plus a sub-engine is, like, broken. Like, you know, Fiendsmith Goblin Biker, Fiendsmith Cashier, Fiendsmith Magical Musket. Any sort of, like, primary Fiendsmith deck with a good sub-engine is insane, you know? Bistro Fiendsmith here as well. Like, I think, like I said, along the same things, Fiendsmith cards are just broken and really good in the format. So, yeah. Then you have Yugioh, deck to win the YCS, right? Everyone knows this. It's just consistency is off the charts. If you play triple Bonfire, triple Tachyon, and you play, like, 3 of the cards that searches Tachyon, you have, like, legitimately, like, what is it? Like, almost, like, did I do my math right? 18 one-card starters? Just, bro, it's like Snake Eyes levels of consistency. Just devastating deck. I mean, I don't think it'll be shock anyone if this deck wins a YCS. It's definitely like the fan favorite to win at the moment. I think Yugioh Bistro is also another deck. So wait, is that Yugioh Bistro? Oh, it's Yugioh Bistro Fiendsmith. I don't think the Bistro cards are good, so I would put it at YCS topping. But I think Yugioh Fiendsmith is a deck to win. Especially in like a 3v3 setting, a lot of people typically play the same deck. A lot of people play Yugioh Fiendsmith. The Fiendsmith cards are good at beating like noobs, so I would put it here probably. Probably like a deck to win. Ryuj, I think after Alliance Insight could be nice, but unplayable right now. Mal's Bestial, I like this deck, but I can't put it in like the deck to win at the moment, just because it's like the Lancet issue makes it so hard for you to win, in my opinion. But I think it's a wisest topping deck. Like, a lot of people will top with this, but in terms of like win, tough call, I would say. Just because like the Lancia Hunt issue, Chaos Hunter issue, it just makes it not consistent enough to do well with, in my opinion. At least to win the YCS, but it did make the finals of like Birmingham, and that guy probably should have won the YCS. And then like it did make the finals again, or like top 4 of Sydney. It made top 4 of Sydney and finals of Sydney, so it's actually pretty close. Like, I don't know, it's pretty close. I mean, Malice hasn't won a YCS yet, right, guys? But it's coming close. Like at Sydney and Birmingham, it came pretty close. So I think you could put it here, but I think you need a little bit of. I think you definitely need a little bit of luck on your side. But I don't know. Maybe I'll put it here as like the 3rd option, I guess. Malice Ice Striker, not as good anymore, I think. But maybe some people will change this board breaker approach, so maybe it's a little bit better. You have Mal Fiendsmith. I would say YCS stopping. This is what I played for YCS El Salvador. I played Malice Fiendsmith. Pretty good, pretty strong deck. Solves definitely the Chaos Hunter Lancey issue. And I think this deck is pretty interesting. I don't have it to necessarily win per se. Doesn't have the representation because, you know, there yet, but I think this deck is insane in my opinion. Definitely has a lot of potential. So I'll put it here. Mr. Rugi, I would say YCS topping deck too. I mean, you see this deck pretty consistently topping. I actually think Christian doesn't get as much love, but I would say it's like right between YCS topping and like maybe some tops. I think this deck is pretty strong. Heroes unplayable. Argostar is unplayable. Y4 is Azamina. It's basically another Mermail deck, so I just put it in like some tops. Tenusaur Soul unplayable, unfortunately. I think this deck will actually get a lot more popular. Brutalized Primite. This deck is definitely something that I think is. It's just like it's one of the best I think control decks at the moment. It's really good. Like it's honestly basically like upgraded Centurion. It's like better Centurion, I guess is how you look at it. And then you have Temple of the Kings. I've been trying to figure out how to make this deck work. It's probably side events, but I think it's probably side events to be honest. But yeah, so I think this is it. I guess yeah, we could have probably put like the ABC Union deck. That's probably like some tops as well. It's just another FTK deck going first, I would say. I think maybe ABC Fiendsmith we should have put in there. I totally forgot about that deck. But yeah, I think like the ABC XYZ, and it has like the new enemy controller fusion and stuff like that. Should be there. I think Tag on FTK sucks. Like that deck is not good, guys. Like I don't know. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of hype about it, but that deck is unplayable in my opinion. So yeah. But yeah, I think this is probably what I would say is pretty reasonable to like what to expect at like YCS Vegas and post Maze. Yeah, I think like the deck. I think like this is like probably like the lowest. I think Pure Riser is like the go-to pick for a lot of people in the format because, you know, it's just consistent deck. Rise of Phoenix is like the one right after that. And I think Malice Pistol is like right below that as well. I think Malice Pistol has gotten like the second most tops at the previous YCS, the previous couple YCSs. It's like right there. So yeah. I mean, let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree with this, if there's a deck I missed, let me know. But I think I covered most of these. So let me know what you guys think. What other options I should be including as like decks on people's radar. But I think this is currently everything we have.